All right. Um, it is what it is. We lost 2-1 to Manchester City. Let's go. All right. I think Coach John is not. Salam sejahtera and welcome to Jom United. We are a Malaysian Manchester United YouTube channel dengan bangga ni buatan Malaysia. So, if you would like to join us in all our social media pages, just look out for us at hashtag Jom United. We also have a Telegram group. The link is in the description. Today, I'm joined by our very own Statman Side. How are you, brother?
Not okay. Yesterday after the match, we shouted, and then my throat is itchy and my voice is quite heavy. But
Right.
all in all, it was a bad day.
Yeah, it's a day that we all want to forget, anyways. So, quick feelings. What did you feel right after the match? How would you describe your emotions?
Very sad, very dejected, very disappointed. But to be honest, like before the match, it was always like 1% faith and 99%, like don't no chance for this match to be won. Because if you compare like the whole squad, even the manager, I'm not underestimating Eric Ten Hag, but Pep Guardiola is on another level. He has been with Manchester City for I don't know, maybe like 7, 8 years already. So the difference is quite huge between the managers, between the squad. So it was always only 1%, faith and no chance for winning us the game last night. But I think after we equalized, there was a hope, and that's what makes us more disappointed. Even like if let's say the first half was 2-0 or it was 0-0, and then suddenly they score 1 or 2 goals and we didn't fight back. But I think we fight back. For some instance, for some moments, we were in the game. It was looking like it was going until penalties or maybe extra time, and maybe we will sneak a goal in the last minute or something. But it was a really hard day.
Yeah. Okay, let's keep it quick and snappy. Let's go through the player ratings one by one. The players who played yesterday. To me, there was no real bite in our team. I feel that most of the players did not actually turn up for a cup final. It looked as if they were playing a friendly. That is how the attitude was for most of the players, especially the players who are playing up front. But let's go through the players who played yesterday. David De Gea, side.
uh, he made few saves, but like, okay, first goal we conceded, it was I think like 16 seconds, 14 seconds.
Yeah, 14
So
seconds.
yeah, for 14 seconds. So I would not blame David De Gea for the first goal. I know like everybody was shocked, not only David De Gea, I think all 11 players were shocked, like what's going on. They kick off the ball, they back pass, great distribution from the City keeper, one header, ball brought down, and Gundogan, what a very great volley. I would not say it was safeable, but I would still say like the first goal is still De Gea didn't even move at all. He was just like gliding the ball and making sure the ball going inside without making any inch or save. But second goal, he definitely should have done better. The ball was not traveling so fast; it was traveling like really slow. I know maybe he didn't have a good sight of the ball because there were many players up front him, but I think his positioning was wrong because the ball suddenly shifted to the left, to his right side. Gundogan has a
Mhm.
clear shot. But okay, rating I would give, I don't know, maybe like 5 or 6 out of 10. He
Five
made
was
a couple of saves, but I think 5 or 6 out of 10.
I mean, there was one save that he made from Haaland, if I'm not mistaken,
Yeah,
that
yeah,
kept us in the game, right? He
yes,
kept it at 2-1.
yeah.
So, Aaron Wan-Bissaka and Luke Shaw. I mean, let's
Aaron
do the two.
Wan-Bissaka was yeah, Aaron Wan-Bissaka was quite decent yesterday. Going forward, I mean, like tackling, we all know he's the best one-on-one tackler in the world football, no doubt about that. I think I would give him maybe 7.5 or 8 for Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Luke Shaw was also decent. He was not purely on the ball all the time, but I think his positioning was good. He was controlling the right side where he was minimizing Bernardo Silva quite a lot of time. So I think I would still give him maybe 7 out of 10. What do you think of Wan Bissaka and Luke Shaw?
I felt when Wan-Bissaka was easily one of our best players yesterday because
Yeah.
Wan-Bissaka was one of the very few players who showed some hunger to fight. He showed like he was playing in a cup final. I would give Wan-Bissaka an easy 7. unfairly yellow carded. I think we all saw that.
Yeah.
It was a
Mm.
dive by Jack Grealish, as he always does. And then as for uh, as for Luke Shaw, I felt that Luke Shaw had a very quiet game in my opinion because there was not much going on from
Mm.
his side, but he
Yeah.
kept Bernardo Silva quiet. That was
Yes.
something. Let's move on. Fullbacks. Sorry, the centre backs, Varane and Lindelof.
Varane and Lindelof. I think I would rate Varane as high as Wan-Bissaka. Wan-Bissaka was much on the ball. He was tackling. He was very vocal. But I think Varane did quite a good job. He was containing Haaland. I think one save which De Gea made because of Haaland shot. There was another where Haaland took the ball and then I think he beat like two players, and after that there was Varane. So Varane made his leg like up front. It was a tackle which was deflected, and it went for a City corner. So I think at that time it was a clear eye for Haaland to score a goal against De Gea. So he made a good tackle one there. He was good with the headers as well. So I think Varane, I would still give him maybe seven, same as Wan-Bissaka. Lindelof also decent, but nothing much to remember to be honest. For her Lindelof, he did quite all right. So maybe 7 or 6.5 for him.
Right. I think I'll go with the same sentiment as you as well. I think Lindelof steadied the ship, but Lindelof is not our long-term answer. But definitely he has a role to play in the squad in the future. That's what I feel about Lindelof. And Varane, if he stays injury-free, is easily our number one pick at centre back. Casemiro side.
Casemiro, I think he started the game really bad. He was losing the ball. He was tackling at the wrong time. I think he was also lucky. There was one free kick which was awarded in favor of Casemiro. It could have been a yellow or maybe a straight red for Casemiro. We know like he's a uh, very aggressive midfielder. He tried to control the game, but I think he was just okay. He was not like really anchoring the midfield and trying to going forward or maybe a threat for them. But I think I would give him maybe 6.5 or 7 for Casemiro. Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough, fair enough. I would agree with that as well. I felt that the midfield yesterday looked very disjointed, especially the three in
Yeah.
the center of the park. They look very off. Uh, Fred.
Fred, I would put Fred in the same bracket as Van Bissaka yesterday. He was also quite good. He was running. We all know like Fred game is just like running all over the field. We know like previously we used to say he's a headless chicken running all over the field. But I think without McTominay, he has a clear role in the team. So when he's playing against a big team, I would not say he's the same level of Park Ji-sun or Ender Herrera, but I think he tried to play the same role as these players used to do in the big matches. So Fred is a uh, big game player, not as same level as we should look for in a Manchester United midfield. But I think Fred did okay, and I would give him 7 or 7.5.
I totally agree because I feel like Fred
Yeah,
was easily the player who showed hunger to win the trophy more than anyone else in the team
yeah,
because he was really,
for sure.
really going in for all the tackles and he was really trying to do something in midfield.
Agree,
Moving
agree.
on to, I believe, one of the players that we were all disappointed yesterday, Christian Eriksen. Side.
He was really off, really off. Not only yesterday in the final, but I think the second half of the season, I didn't see much about him. Like he was after, especially when he came back from the injury, he's not the same player as the first half of the season. Yesterday he was really off. Off. He can't control the ball. He can't pass the ball. He can't even track back. He's just very lazy. Doesn't give a shit. Like just very casual performance from Eriksen. I think especially when you're playing against Manchester City with two double pivot and four forward, you would need a very intelligent midfield who can run, who can pass, who can like click the whole game from the defense and from the attack. So Ericsson was really off. It would be really good if I give him 5 out of 10. I think anything less than 5 would be for Ericsson yesterday.
I feel Ericsson was a passenger in the game for, I think, pretty much the entire time he was on the field. He was very, like you said, he was very, very slow. He was very slow to react. They should have just not started him at all and played Bruno. But the problem is we were lacking more players up front as well. So probably that was the call from the manager to actually play Ericsson because they wanted to play some intelligent ball. The problem is he was not fast enough for the game
Yeah.
yesterday.
Especially
That's
for the
what.
final against Manchester City, you don't need a player who's sluggish, who can't read the game. we all know like Ericsson is a very intelligent player. He's not like going to flick the ball or like going to curve the ball or maybe step over or doing something fancy, or he would not even go for the double foot tackle very crazy.
Yeah.
He's a good reader of the game. We know how he plays, how he used to play in Tottenham or Brentford or even for Denmark. But I don't think he's kind of player we should be relying on. He's not a Manchester United
Very
level
true.
player. Looks like we are a charity and then somebody who had a medical problem. I mean, kudos to him because he recovered from a very big like medical situation and he become a pro footballer again. But I don't think he should be getting a place in Manchester United starting lineup. He's nowhere near a Manchester United midfield.
Right. Moving forward, Bruno Fernandes.
Bruno Fernandes. Yeah, so he started the game on the right side because we are lack of players. We don't have players up front. We don't have a number 9 striker. We have a striker Weghorst, but we know like hopefully it was just a last game for him for Manchester United. We don't want to see like player like Weghorst leading the line for Manchester United. So we don't have players up front. We have Garnacho. Garnacho should have a start, but we also know Garnacho is a more impact player. He should have came earlier. I think yesterday he came on after 65 or 70 minutes. He should have came early right after the second half. But up front, Sancho can't play on the right side, can't play on the left side. Rashford is the only striker who can still give a threat or score a goal. He's also not on the optimal level yesterday. But I think Bruno Fernandes on the right side, sometimes it works, sometimes it didn't work. I think Bruno Fernandes best position is a number 10 as a cam just behind the striker. But I think yesterday Bruno Fernandes was just okay again. Nothing much to praise about him. Good penalty. We know he's a very good penalty scorer. He's the one who gave us the goal, who gave us the hope. We were really happy. We were shouting, we were hugging, we were high five. He gave us the moment in the final. But I think for a final, performance, he was frustrated again. He was frustrated. He was not winning that much ball. He was not giving any killer passes yesterday. So I think for him, I would give him just because of a penalty score. Maybe I will give him 6.5.
Do you think that Bruno Fernandes is tired? I feel that Bruno
Yeah,
Fernandes has had a very, very long season coupled with the World Cup and playing 3 games a week. He was literally playing in every game. Majority, there were only a handful of games that he did not actually play for a full 90 or 120 minutes or whatnot. But I feel that, do you think that he was tired?
I think so because like when we say like any player is tired because he play every week, every midweek, it's not only the physical tiredness, it's also the mental fatigue as well. You can't cope up with the space with the pace of the game. You can't cope up like where my player are running and who to find. Like player need space. They are all human beings. They are not robots. Definitely they need space, and that's why we need a new owner who can invest in the team, and then we can have like at least team A and team B. So some games, let's say you are playing Fulham at home or you are playing like Bournemouth at home. So those B team can play the role. Big matches, you can go for your best 11. You can go for your elite players to win the games. So we don't have a squad depth. Bruno Fernandes is a brilliant footballer. I really like him. I think he's the best signing we have done post Sir Alex Ferguson. He has been, like the key player. He's the captain of the unofficial captain of the club, not Harry Maguire. So I think he can lead the team. He's been a very good player. Even this season, I would say after Rashford and Casemiro, he's the or after Martinez, he's the fourth best player for me for this season. But I think yesterday you are right because of a lot of games, because of mental fatigue, because of
Mm.
physical as well. And then he gets frustrated. When he gets frustrated, he's really poor. When he's in the mood, when the player's running, when he knows where to make the pass, where to give the final pass, he's the best player. When the players are not moving in front of him, when we are on a losing side, he gets frustrated. When he gets frustrated, I think the team doesn't click when he's get frustrated.
Right. Sancho.
Oh my god. Like Raj, when the season started, we did a video when we were all giving our prediction, like who is your player of the season,
Yeah.
who is your signing of the season,
Right.
underdog, and all those things. My prediction was he could be the player of the season because when I thought like okay, it was his first season last time.
Yeah.
uh he brought we bought him for 80 100 million something. Then he had a pressure. His young age he played in Germany. So when he played in Germany, he moved to Premier League. Premier League again, it was a different ball game for him. Different
Mm.
pace, different physicality, different demand. So I was thinking, okay, first season is already passed. Now this is the second season. This is the time where he will shine. This is the time where
Right.
he will show his worth, what he can do for Manchester United. This is where my prediction was he could be the player of the season. But I think I I predicted horribly. I think he's the worst player of the season, not the player of the season. Yesterday again, he showed, like some of the time we can see, like we are all saying, like just pass the ball. You already control the ball, now just pass the ball. He can't even pass the ball. He's watching down. He's watching on the floor. He can't even see, and like which player is running, who to find, what to do. I think he's
Right.
really off. He really disappointed. Really disappointed.
And coming to think to the fact that he was actually given a few months off and a special training by Eric Ten Hag. He sent him some jungle, I don't know, some Rocky like moment for him to come back and do all kind of
But
nonsense.
no result.
And the end product was what we saw yesterday. And there were about 1,000 of us, 1,500 of us watching there. And we were all visibly pissed off every time he touches the ball.
Yeah.
Right? He
And
was
no
he
hope.
was
Like when
yeah,
Garnacho has the ball, you would know, like, okay, he would give a good pass or he would shoot, he would make a threat. When Sancho has a ball, we know, like, maybe he will lose the ball, maybe he will make a bad pass, or I don't know, like what he will do, what his mind is doing. You are right. Manager gave him the off time during the Qatar when he was not selected for World Cup. I think we all expected he would do something magic or like really disappoint. I would give him same as Ericsson. He's on the same below
totally
level
agree.
like Ericsson yesterday.
Well, our player of the season, Marcus Rashford, yesterday in the
Yeah.
cup final.
Uh, I love Marcus Rashford, but yesterday was really bad. Like we were saying, like De Gea distribution was bad, but De Gea distribution is bad is also because of the players. Players are not winning the headers. When De Gea, like blast the ball to the other side of the field, this is the striker job to win the ball. This is what Van Nistelrooy used to do. This is what Cristiano Ronaldo even used to do when he can win the header when the ball comes. So those tall players, they can win the headers from the keeper, from the long balls. Rashford is a very tall footballer. He's not like Martial or maybe like Sancho. He's a tall footballer. He could be easily winning the headers. But I think yesterday he was really off. He Sometimes I was thinking, is he playing as a striker? Is he playing as a winger? I was not
Hmm.
sure. His positioning was even not good. He was not
There
in the
is
right
there is
places.
clearly an identity crisis when it comes to Rashford. That's what I feel like. What you say, because
Hmm.
sometimes he himself doesn't know what is he supposed to do. Is he supposed to play off the left? Is he supposed to
Yeah.
go in the center? Is he supposed to run with the ball off the top, etc., etc., etc. So our player of the season, even our player of the season, can't save us. Right. Welcome,
Yeah.
Smurf.
Hey, what's up, guys?
So
What's up?
Right. We have just gone
Sorry,
through the
sorry,
first
big delay.
11.
Yeah, I
Okay,
was
very
watching you guys, man. Yeah.
very quickly, we have actually, I think we stand in par with a lot of things. I just want your quick assessment on two players, Ericsson and Sancho.
Well, I don't understand why ETH even started Ericsson to go to. I mean, to start the game with. Well, I mean, we know Ericsson is actually more of a luxury player, a creative player. All right. He gives you that one true ball, or probably that a long pass, diagonal long pass, and probably for Rashford to go and finish it. But that is when you are in control of the game. Kau orang pegang bola, I mean, you got the possession, you pegang bola, you are in control, total control of the game. But the question is, were we in control of the game? And let me put it this way: did even ETH think that we would actually be controlling the game yesterday? I don't think so. So with that, why didn't he start another player? Why Ericsson? I mean, Ericsson. Yes, I mean he had his time. I mean that incident in the World Cup. He came back, yes, but I mean we got to take all that into consideration. This guy is good, but the gameplay against City, no, you can't start Ericsson. So for me, Ericsson was a no-no to start, and well, I was not wrong. He did not provide anything to the game. I mean, tell me one good thing he did. A good tackle, a save, or maybe basically a good pass up front. No, I don't recall him doing anything good yesterday. But and the sad part is why did ETH wait so long to basically take him off? I mean, put it
Yes.
this way: that is one Ericsson. That is one thing I blame ETH on. You take off your players too late. I mean, sometimes a non-performing player, you take them on. Take them out earlier. But nevertheless, now let's go to Sancho, another one. I mean, okay, if ETH really wanted to see Sancho start, well, good, let him start. I have no problem with that. But nevertheless, he was not performing. Can you rush side? Imagine if Jose Mourinho was the manager yesterday for Manchester United. Do you think Sancho would last 30 minutes into the game? I mean, let's be honest.
No.
Do you think
No.
the last 30 minutes into the game?
I believe
That's
Sancho would not even
Yeah.
start the game. To be honest, he would have just thrown
yeah.
his partner, just probably thrown in Palistri or someone just to do something in the field. Sancho would not have
I mean,
started.
I mean, yes, Garnacho is not a starter. I mean, at the moment, he is still in progress to be probably, we all Manchester United fans, we hope the best for him. We hope that he would actually be probably maybe 80%, 90% of prime CR7. I mean, those were the days. I'm not talking about the second time that CR7 came in. Prime CR7, probably 85%, 90% of that. And we would all be very glad. I mean, Palistri is another one who basically has the potential, but sadly to say that he has not been given many opportunities under ETH, and of course to throw him right into the starting lineup or bring him into the game yesterday, into a final FA Cup final. I think yes, it's not wise to do that with Palistri, but he should have been given time before, way
Yeah.
before. I mean, on games like against Brighton and so forth. But nevertheless, when it comes to Sancho, we could always have started Garnacho, though he is not a starter. Or if Sancho was not performing in 20, 30 minutes, take him off, not wait for Sancho to basically in the 60th minute or 70th minute, or do it at halftime. Make the change in the halftime. And you know that you need somebody to chase the balls around. Okay, you need somebody strong, somebody chasing the ball around. You got Fred on KDB. Who you have on Rodri? I mean, if you're going to bring in Ericsson to start the game, why not? My point is, why not start McTominay? Yes, he's not the most brilliant of players in Manchester United, but he has the ability to. I mean, he has the fitness, he has the strength. He could have gone for Rodri. I mean, he could have has been with somebody on the pitch, and I think that would have actually been a better gameplay. I mean, better lineup if we have started these two instead of Ericsson and Sancho.
Right. Okay. Fair assessment. I think all three of us are in unison with regard to Sancho. I think we honestly feel his days in United are done. I think we should be looking to offload him in the window. This is not really working out. Probably go
To
back to
put it this
Germany
way,
or
I mean, I have a theory about Sancho. Basically, I think probably this guy is adopted from a German parent, probably because when he was in Dortmund, when he was in Manchester City before joining Dortmund, this guy was. I mean, he had all the potential, but of course, his manager at the time did not see something right with him, and he left for Dortmund. And this guy was shining like shiny silver or platinum, put it that way, in Dortmund. I mean, this guy was assisting Haaland at that time. He was a key. He was one of a key player, full of potential, and he was just about to outburst. Put it that way. But when he came back to England, when he came back to Manchester United, he was totally a different player. So for me, we have gave him season in, season out. I think 1, 2 seasons, opportunities. Yes, he has a large fan base. Put it away. Don't get me wrong. He has a large fan base, Sancho, and we all hope. I mean, I am a fan of Sancho as well. I hope that he will do well in the future. But well, 2 seasons. I mean, 1 season, 2 seasons, and he is not proving it. This is not a Leeds United. This is not put it that way, a Norwich City. This is Manchester United. We are talking about. You do not have one full season to prove yourself. If you can't perform in a few months, you are on the list to leave the door. Put it that way.
okay. That is. I think we are done with that. Side Garnacho.
Again, he came from the bench as expected. He would give some electricity in the game. Like we need a powerhouse. We need somebody who can drive the ball. We need somebody who can bring the spark in the game. We need, like when Garnacho came on, we were off the seat. We were looking like, okay, now he has the ball. Something will happen. He would do something. We have a hope whenever Garnacho has a ball. Not only in the final yesterday, I think throughout the season, whenever he came off the bench, Whenever he has the ball, we are off the seat. We know like something is going to happen. Yesterday was the same, but I think it was too little, too less for him to prove yesterday. Again, in a big final, to
Do
throw
you
a
feel that
200.
he was brought in a bit too late, side?
Yes, definitely. I think right after the second half, he should have came earlier, like right after the first half, because
Half
we know
time.
like yeah, halftime. So I think he didn't get much time, but at the same time, like in a cup final, you are goal behind. You can't expect a lot from a teenager. But I think even he came late in the game, he still had I think two shots. One was blocked, one off the target. Sancho throughout the game, zero shot on target, zero shot off the target. So if you compare Sancho with Garnacho, definitely he did well compared to Sancho. But like it was a it was a breakthrough season for him. So next season he will be more, more in more better mental shape and physical shape. He's been hitting the gym, he's getting some bulk as well. Just like Smurf was mentioning, like Cristiano Ronaldo back in 2003 when he was a prodigy. So slowly and slowly, even Sancho, Smurf is saying if Garnacho become like 80%, 90%, we will be happy. I would say even if he become 50% of Cristiano Ronaldo 2003, I would be more than happy. If he can score goal, if he can, like bring the trophies for
Assist.
us,
Yeah.
he's the guy. He we know like he's the guy. He would be a superstar. But we need to be very patient with him. But I think yesterday he did what he can do. We can't expect much from him yesterday.
Right now, I'm going to Smurf's most favorite player, Weghorst.
Uh, I was I was afraid, man. Because that we got to bring Josh in, man. Where is this Josh fella, lah?
What what a chess! He was saying what a chess. Yesterday he chessed the ball.
I mean, put it this way, lah. Thank God, lah. Thank God that is not probably, but definitely his last
Last
game
game.
for Manchester United. Okay, and yeah, I mean, this guy was utter rubbish, lah. I do not know why we bring him in for Sancho. I mean, yes, even Sancho and Weghorst, you put that both of them were the was basically the same. They didn't create anything. I mean, yes, Weghorst pressed, but I do not know what he was pressing on the pitch, but it was just not fruitful lah. Weghorst, terima kasih banyak-banyak. You pergi lah mana you nak pergi. Kalau boleh bawa lah Maguire dengan you sekali. No, there's a
Okay.
saying. I mean, there's another saying. I mean, I'm sure the viewers, you guys know one of the panels. His name is Josh. He just came back from Manchester United. I mean, they went to watch a game recently. He and Doc, and this guy bought a Weghorst jersey. So
Knowing
anytime
he
that
got on
Josh
loan.
plans to buy any jersey, please, I think you better send a note to ETH and tell him that, Josh, because we just don't want to sign that player. I mean, you got Maguire's jersey, you has Weghorst jersey, so stop jinxing United, lah, bro.
Right. Okay. Another one, McTominay. Side.
Uh, I don't know what to say. I mean, he did all right when he came on. I think it was his header which Ortega put the ball above the
Hmm.
bar in the dying minutes. So I think he was still a threat, even compared to Ericsson. I think he did better than Ericsson the whole game. Yeah, but I think nothing much to say. But like during the halftime, I was also talking to Smurf the same thing. McTominay is kind of player you don't expect anything brilliance, you don't expect anything intelligent, you don't expect anything extraordinary, but he's a kind
Just
of
a
player who
person
would
who
give
does the job. Yeah.
who does the job and who would give his heart 200%, not 100%. He would give 200% for the team.
Correct.
And
I
especially
agree.
when you're playing your noisy neighbor or rivalry, you have to stop the city because you don't want them to win the treble. It's a cup final, red versus blue. I think this kind of player, he's very important. We saw like last time he did a very good performance against Leeds United, which was again our biggest rival. So I think when you play against those derby, when you play those big games, I think McTominay is kind of player who would just surprise you with something. Maybe with his
You
tackles, maybe
just
with
need
his
somebody
passing.
who is rough, who is basically daring to go in. I mean, daring to go in, who's rough, who's
Yeah.
basically energetic, who can chase players. You don't put Mr. Ericsson for that. You know you are definitely going to have the backseat. And you know that probably the only chance of winning yesterday's game, even before the game, I was saying, The only chance of winning was probably on a set piece, if we have a few set piece. Secondly, is basically on a counter attack. But if you're going to have Ericsson there, not chasing the balls, not helping out the midfield, not helping the team, I mean, the long balls is not going to help. It's just going to go forward and come back, go forward and come back. It's route one football, which is not going to be successful. So, I mean, I'm a bit disappointed with ETH appointment on the first 11 yesterday and the substitution, put it that way, and bringing in McTominay a little later than expected. So, but nevertheless, I mean, the game is over. We lost the game 2-1. Uh, we just
Right.
hope that we
Which
don't win the
brings me to
treble.
my next question. Smurf. Okay, we start with Smurf first. I have two areas to cover. First thing is, how would you rate, since our season is done, right? We don't have any games after this. Is the friendlies, and then we'll start into move into next season. So the first part of the question is, how would you rate ETH this entire season? Right. Let's not talk about yesterday alone. Let's just talk on the perspective of the entire season, taking into account that we were not backed at all in January. We only got one person who is, we I think, better off playing a cardboard to get, or better off playing who looks like a love child of Harry Maguire and don't know what.
No,
That is better.
why did ETH even have to sign him? Even though it
Yes,
was a loan. Yes, we did not have the funds. I mean, say if the owners did not want to give us the funds, we did not have the proper guy to go for because we were not in the Champions League at that moment. We had no attraction ability at that moment. But why? Why sign Rigros? Couldn't you promote somebody from the under 21, or basically make do with a makeshift, like play with a false sign or so forth? That is what I was saying from the start of the season. We can
right.
play with a false nine. I mean, Barca has did it.
Hmm.
MC has did it when before having Haaland, when Aguero was injured, they were playing with a false nine. Why can't we do it? I mean, this is what ETH football is all about. I mean, he does not need a target man. He does not need. I mean, he can play with a false nine. So why bring in what, I do not know. But nevertheless, now straight to the question that you asked
Right.
me. That
How would you rate ETH season, Smurf? Quick and snappy. Just make it
wow,
quick.
a very tough question, to be honest. I mean, I think I mean, let me put it this way, lah. I hope, I mean, I think he's the right man for the job. He is certainly the right man for the job, comparable to every other managers available at that moment. But I think he still has a lot to improve on, such as his decision makings, his lineups, his press conference. I mean, he came out yesterday after the game and said that, I mean, just based on yesterday, yeah, he said that we had a good game. I mean, I didn't see anything good about the game. Put it this way, City was not on fourth gear. Your car has five gear. They did not put us on the sword and we lost 2-1. They did not go all out and we still lost 2-1. So what well we played, I do not understand. But nevertheless, I think
But
ETH is
Smurf,
still the man to
if
play.
sorry, but if City was not on the fourth gear, or even like people are saying City were on the first gear, but credit goes to Eric Ten Hag. Because of Eric Ten Hag, City were not in the fifth gear, or they were not cruising.
No, bro,
Otherwise,
they did not
otherwise
have
they will be cruising.
no, they did not have to go to the fifth gear. They did not have to go
So
hard on us.
because we did, there was some organization in the game. I know Ericsson was a passenger. I know Sancho had a bad game. I know De Gea could have saved the second goal. But still, if
Even the
City,
first goal, there was no try by David De Gea. He did
okay,
not even try.
let's put it this way, it was only 14 seconds. It was very shiny day at Wembley. He didn't even open his eyes. He was just, very, just stretching his body, just few seconds. He was not even ready for the
He
match.
didn't know what it
So
hit him.
first goal I
He
would
was
give it.
searching for dog and the sense, lah, dey.
Maybe he was looking for cap. But like if Henderson was playing, Henderson always play with a cap when there's a sunny field. So I think Henderson should give the should give the cap to De Gea. But I think first goal I would give it to him. I mean, we can't be very harsh on our keeper. But I think second goal he could have saved. But the point is, there was some organization in the team yesterday. This is why Manchester City was not in the fifth gear or sixth gear or seventh gear, because we contained them. There is a bit of credit goes to Eric Ten Hag for yesterday for containing Manchester City.
Okay, I mean,
Ah,
you have your point on that. You have your point on that. Hey, welcome, Doc. Welcome, Doc. You just came from Manchester United, is
We
it?
will save the De Gea questions for Doc in a bit. All right, just let's finish with Smurf and then
We are
move to
still on the
Smurf and
gear,
then-
the fourth gear and the fifth gear and the
Yeah.
sixth gear. We're still talking
So
about
Smurf,
gears.
how would you rate Eric Ten Hag season?
Give me a scale, bro. One
Out
to
of
ten.
10.
1 to 100.
Yeah. 1 to 10. 1 to 10.
I'll give him a 6.5.
6.5. Okay. Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. Side.
Short answer, I would give him 8 out of 10.
8 out of 10.
Uh, the
Reason
way we
being?
start the way we started the season, we were really bad. If you remember our first two games, Brentford, we lost 4-0. There was another game I forgot. I think Brighton or some
Brighton.
other team. Yeah. So
Yeah, Brighton and Brentford.
two 4-0 defeats in the beginning. We were at the sixth place for quite a long time before the World Cup began. And after that, I think okay, I don't want to talk about Cristiano Ronaldo a lot, but I would say he made a big decision. He made a big decision. He showed that when a club is going to a wrong direction because of one player, he can make a big decision. Sir Alex did the same thing. Sir Alex did with Lee Sharp. Sir Alex did with David Beckham. Sir Alex did with
Roy
Roy
Keane.
Keane, Roy Keane as well. So if
Van
Cristiano
Nistelrooy.
Ronaldo was Van Nistelrooy as well. So whenever there is a like misbalance in the team because of one player, he has the balls to make a big call, and he showed that. So I think for this reason, and also winning a cup in your debut season, which Jurgen Klopp didn't do, which Pep Guardiola didn't do, which other big managers also, when they came to England first season, they never win a trophy. So I think little bit of credit for him, and I would say 8 out of 10 because he hasn't got the full summer. So now he's getting a full summer where he has a more grip on a lot of decisions, a lot of academy players he can bring on. There's a lot to improve. He's not perfect anymore. Nowhere near the perfect, but I think I would give him 8 out of 10.
Right. Okay. Doc. Shoot. There's a
7.5.
lot of debate about David De Gea. Should David De Gea have saved the first
Wait
goal?
lah. Let ETH season for 7.5. Why, Doc? Why?
7.5 because I don't agree with Said. He had a full summer. He came in early, in fact, right? So
He had a
don't tell me he
pre-season.
didn't have a full summer. He had a full preseason. Okay, the transfers were late. That's given. But again, yes, we won a trophy. That's
Do you think?
wonderful.
Do you think it's a board, Doc?
Huh?
The board that did not back him. What would be the reason? Having a full summer, having also a January window, and still, would you still blame the board, or would you blame his lack of interest in getting certain players or whatnot?
I would blame the board for the transfers. Okay, to be fair, to be fair to him, I would blame the board because even if you look at the January, let's not look at the summer transfer window because all the signings came late. Okay, all the signings came late. There were some good signings. I think Martinez, superb signing. I think Casemiro is a superb signing. There's some still. We need to see the best of them. Anthony, Malasia, the rest. Okay, so the signings wise, we had some good ones. We had some average ones. I think the key, if you're talking about signings, is the January transfer window. Just before that, we were in a very good position. We were like just slightly behind City on points. We were still in all competitions. The signings there didn't materialize. Okay. Now, that one, whether it's the board or him, I think that's the board because it was still the sale of the club was obviously going on and they didn't want to commit. Okay. Right. So that one I wouldn't pin on him. But I think some of his decisions overall still to be questioned. If you look at tactics, when we say that, we look at the team that's playing out the back, I don't agree. Sometimes I just don't see any tactics, right? There are games where his substitutions have been very late, including the final. I think Ericsson and Sancho should have gone off very much earlier. Garnacho should have been on earlier. So there's still a lot of tactical questions. It's been a very funny season, Raj. We won a trophy. We've qualified for Europe, and yet we got hammered in some games.
Yeah,
Liverpool,
I
City.
mean, like 1 week we are doing exceptionally well against an on-form Arsenal team, and then the very next week we can go and get hammered by Manchester City. 1 week we are doing well in one tournament, and then the next time we get hammered 7-0 by Liverpool. And then the hammering, we are fantastic at home, but we are atrocious away from home.
Yeah.
So it is a bit of a, I would say, a very flip-flop season. That's how I would put it.
Exactly. But I guess
So
that's to be expected in the first season, given that he's new in the Premier League and also new to the club, right? But it fluctuated too much for me. They're really hammering, these are really 7-0, 6-3, And considering we had the most clean sheets in the Premier League, our goal
exactly.
difference is minimal. Okay, strike force after the Carling Cup, we were just not firing at all, totally. Right. So there's still a lot of things that need to be fixed. I think this will be a very, very important transfer window. He needs to be back. He also needs to make the right decisions and the players to bring in, right? Yeah, I think the key is still a striker. You're still a good midfielder shot, probably
We
even a
will go
good
to
central
that. We
defender
will
shot.
go to that in a bit, Doc. Let me just
Yeah,
hold you there
yeah.
first.
But I mean, whatever said and done, he didn't win us a trophy. That cannot be forgotten. I think the whole team dropped off after we won the trophy, to be honest,
Yeah.
which you would have expected them to actually push on from there. But overall, yeah, for me, it's a 7.5. Good season, not a great one.
All right, Josh. Rate our
Hey, what's
season
up?
out
What's
of
up?
10.
To be honest, in the beginning of the season, I didn't expect us to be here if not for Ten Hag, lah, honestly speaking. So I would really rate them a good season. I put that great season only for the fact that I did mention to the panels as well that we got our foundations correct to start from home. Actually, we tried to minimize our goal concede. We tried to defend. We tried to win more games at home. I think that was the most critical thing to make sure that whoever comes to Old Trafford, we make sure we win them. If not draw, we have to win them at all costs. So I would rate Ten Hag season actually an 8 out of 10, to be very honest, because we got a Champions League, we got a trophy. Third place isn't that bad after all. Expected that, with the player that we have, we didn't have the funds to back us up. But yeah, I would say 8 out of 10 lah. But for those that feels that is lower, I think what we want to reflect on is that would we actually thought that this would be our place at the end of the season if not for Erik Ten Hag? Because I think he really pushed up maybe the things that is not aesthetically that we can see, like the dressing room, the whole philosophy, the whole strategy behind the whole Manchester United as of today. He made really big decisions, as you can see, right? CR7, dropping Maguire, playing people out of positions.
Maguire is not a big decision, bro. That was a decision that a blind man could have.
Oh yeah, so Maguire one is not. It's an easy decision. I think everyone sees that, right? But putting off CR7, a lot of other things. That's just my personal opinion. I think, and I'm not biased because it's Dutch. It's just that I really appreciate that Erik Ten Hag really put smiles in every fan's face for now and giving us hope for the next season. I think that's the main drive to that. It's not that we qualified the Europa and then we look forward for next season. We really qualify for Champions League this time, and it's great to have that actually.
Right. Some people can just keep their 7-Up cup to themselves. That's what. All right. Okay, one more. I'm going to give a short trivia question. All right. Think it very, very deeply. I'm going to start with Smurf, and then Shai, and then Doc and Josh. All right. 3 to go, 3 to come. That means 3 players you will sell. Get Weghorst, Sabitzer, they're all on loan. Okay, they don't qualify in all this. 3 players who are currently in contract. Don't talk about players who we release. Jones, no, Joe Jones is no longer a player. They released him. Just news on that. He's no longer a player after this. So 3 players you would let go. 3 ideals. I know 3 is not enough, right? But let's be realistic. We can at maximum do 3 to 5 players. So 3 players who you would sell and 3 players who you would buy. Let's start with Smurf.
Oh, always me. Okay, I think the first is definitely Maguire lah. There's no doubt about that. Maguire needs to go. I think Sancho has been given ample of time to prove himself, and for me, Sancho, it's about time. I'm sorry, Sancho, you need to go. And the other one is the one who's taking Jones' place at the moment, Marshall. I think it's time for Marshall to go. I mean, well, I can get deep into it, but I mean, to cut it short, to be fair to the rest, you guys got to speak to. So for me, these are the 3 that I would say goodbye to. Bringing in, I think we should bring in Kim for one.
Yeah.
I was always hoping that Bellingham would be the one to join us, but unfortunately, well, Real Madrid got the edge of it. But nevertheless, so we should go with a very good defensive midfielder. And I think that Rice is actually quite a suitable one that could actually come in to actually concrete our defensive end. And up front, I would go for Osimhen. Can I just add Ashland to that?
Yes.
For I want to see Hoshland because the reason is well, he's not a starter now, but I think that this guy will come in quite great. So get him in now and groom him like how we are grooming Ganacho for the next 1 or 2 seasons. I think Hoshland will be another very, very good buy.
Okay. Fair enough. Good one. Side.
Three to go. I think very straightforward. David De Gea, Harry Maguire, Anthony Martial. All three of them needs to go. These are the most, very vividly you can see like these are the more weak point in our team. Starting from the keeper, we need a solid keeper. We need another solid defender along with Martinez. Varane can't be playing like 38 games or 40 games in a season. Um, Free to bring in if De Gea has to go or if De Gea has to be number two for Manchester United, then I think they need to buy Diego Costa from Porto. I think his distribution, his saves, even we say like De Gea is a very good shot stopper. Yesterday he didn't stop the shot, so he's not even a good shot stopper. Uh, Not to mention about distribution, claiming the ball and all those things. So I think Diego Costa is the best choice for us. I would like to see Mike Maignan as well. French keeper plays for AC Milan. But I think that realistically, because if we want to talk about realistically, I think Diego Costa is open to move. If Maguire has to go, then I think that South Korean guy Kim Jae, I
Kim
think
Jae-woo.
yeah, he would be my second bring in player. Third, definitely we need a striker. I know, like I can also say Frankie De Jong because I would love to have him in Manchester United, but I think it's not realistic. I don't think. I mean, my heart says Frankie De Jong, but I don't think he would come because he already showed last summer. Like he was very near to come, but then he stayed at Barcelona. I think maybe because of his girlfriend or whatever, he wants to stay in Barca, so let him stay. So realistically, I think we definitely need a striker. So striker, Harry Kane is good because he is proven. I think last season or last year we were also talking about, and I mean Harry Kane is the easiest option you can say, but I don't think he will come. I want Harry Kane as
Hmm.
well, but I don't think he will come. So I would say for Oshiman to come. And second factor is the age factor. Harry Kane already 30-year-old. Oshiman, I think, in the mid 20s or less than that. So I think he can give more mileage to the team compared to Harry Kane.
All right. All right. Okay. Doc. Yeah, I know you've been
Three to
holding a
go.
lot about David De Gea now.
Three to go
So,
will be first one, Maguire. I don't
okay.
think I need to explain that one.
Yeah.
Second one, McTominay. I think he has just not progressed in the last 2 seasons. Unfortunately, I had a lot of hope on him. He looked very good initially, but in the last 2 seasons, he just totally stalled. Third one to go will be Anthony Martial. But that is only provided we sign two strikers. I think we still need a backup striker. Um, I know it's more time in hospital, but at least we need some
No,
backup.
the thing is, right. I have my strong opinion on Marshall. Marshall is most probably take. I am just afraid I must get kicked out of the show now. So the thing is, Marshall is probably because I'm not the one controlling the show at the moment. Marshall is probably going to take over Jones' place in the medical facility. So selling Marshall might be a problem.
Dude, he already started. He already started. He's sealing his place there.
Okay,
Yeah.
three to come in, Doc.
Three to come in. I think we need another central defender. I think Baran is decent, but I think we need somebody stronger to partner Martinez. And I think Kim Yoon-ji will be a good signing. That would make us have four good centre backs, which would be wonderful. I think yesterday clearly demonstrated we need somebody to help control our midfield. And for me, I think I've been pointing at Rice for the longest time. He's the guy who reads the game superbly, and he would have adjusted in yesterday's situation. And I think up front, Kane, very straightforward, Harry Kane, because he's proven in English league. He's at the right nice age now, 29, just nice. He's going to come in. I think, will bring out the best in players like Rashford and Sancho. That is why I chose to keep Sancho as well. Sancho plays very well with a good centre forward and a link up man. So I would keep Sancho for now, at least another season. For me, I think De Gea is, well, some will say is the problem, but for me, now it's not the time is to fix other problems first. There are a lot of other problems in the pitch, and this was demonstrated yesterday so clearly.
Right, Josh. I know it's going to be very Dutch flavored. So shoot.
Three Dutch players.
Well, I think the obvious go outs is of course Maguire. No questions there. For me, also Martial. I think in terms of the gameplay, he doesn't prove over the last few seasons. We gave him a lot of time to prove himself in the United shirt. I think that didn't approve. I think he has to go. And last but not least, David De Gea. I think he has done as much as he can do for Manchester United. He's still considered as a club legend, no doubt about that. But I think as time moves on, we need to move forward and we need to play according to what Ten Hag believes the system is. And yesterday clearly shows the distribution from the back is really a key. Every small percentages of these things, right, wins us a trophy. So if we lose out in that, we need to be on every vertical. We need to be at strength. So I think that was one of the missing element. It's not the biggest element, but one of the missing element actually I would say. So I think David De Gea, Martial, and Maguire. One thing for sure, clearly the first person we need to sign is and bang on is Harry Kane. We need the goals. We need the goals back because clearly this season we lack of those goals. We didn't concede much, but we don't have the goals to distribute. We were, I think, on the top half we were like only just touched the double figures on the goal differences. So I think that was something that we really strive for, which is the goals. And Harry Kane would be a perfect fit. I would like the Korean centre back as well. I think we need someone with no nonsense football at the back, and I want someone who is scary at the back, people like Haaland will be afraid to come with them. I think that was the only missing thing in the Premier League now. With Haaland coming in, like he's a beast in front. So we need someone who is equally as terrifying at the back. So I think Kim Min Jae, and I would love to see actually Martinez, the goalkeeper, to replace David De Gea at the back because I think he has that mind games where he has that synergy with our Martinez as well. So I think that would be a good combination at the back. So this is the three that I would like to come in. But I just want to add on, we need a very central midfielder. But Rice, that will be my number one. But looking at the price tag, right? I don't know if he will come, but looking at the conditions now, with he wanting to be more ambitious and want to achieve more, I hope he does come. If not him, then maybe let's get Madison. I think Madison is a brilliant footballer, smart footballer, and containing the ball, he's like an Ericsson type of mindset. He can contain the ball, good in set piece, good corner taker, and he is a person that comes to the defense and get the ball. So I think that would be a great signing.
Right. Just to actually note, if you are going for a cheaper option, I think Southampton player Lavia would be a good option
Yeah.
because we already have Casemiro. We have a player who is there, who is actually we need a CDM who can come over and replace him in the long run. That's what we are more looking forward, right? Because Casemiro is not going to be just rooted to sitting on the bench most of the time, but there are games that he needs a rest. So and I also agree. I mean, as much as there was a debate going about David De Gea, to me, David De Gea, if we actually get a proper striker, we get a proper finisher up front, I don't think De Gea's problem will be that evident next season. I'm not telling that it's not a problem. His ball distribution is definitely a concern, but I think we have other areas in the team that we need to improve. That's my opinion on this. All right. And then obvious reason we can't actually keep Maguire as a bench captain for another season. I think that doesn't work, right? He's just
You're
going to
paying
be
him 10
captain.
million to go off. You're paying him 10
Yeah,
million to go off. We don't
I
need
mean,
him anymore.
I would actually give a team him, probably with some money, like what they're doing. Exactly what I was saying previously. We give him along with money, take him and go. So that is a headache that we don't need in the team anymore,
Oh, give him along with Sancho lah. Buy one free one. Okay, that's okay with me,
right?
man.
So I think that's about it. Any okay, what do you look forward to next season? Just a quick one, very quick one. Let's start with Doc. You hope to see De Gea still remaining in United, or
I think what I would like to see is to continue how we've already started this season. It needs to start strong. A good run of games by winning a lot of games at the beginning. I also would like to see the right signings coming in. Really good world-class striker, a backup striker, a midfielder, and one more defender. I know we cannot change the squad overnight, but these are the key areas I think we should fix first. And I think We need to maintain our home form and start winning the big away games as well.
Right. Side hopes for the upcoming season.
Uh, the biggest hope is Qatar Group take over Manchester United as soon as possible. Glazer needs to go. I mean, enough is enough. We already suffered a lot for a decade. So I think the only positive thing which I'm looking forward, which I think could happen next month or within this month, it should be that Manchester United take over.
Right. Smurf.
We need a change of owner, not a 50% change of owner. We don't need a 75% change of owner. We need a 100% change of owner. I think that is priority for now. Definitely the priority. Uh, then that is basically on the board side, on the management side. I mean, we need to kick out those dead wood success, and we need to bring in new people in. Okay. Now, in regards to performance, the team. Uh, well, I hope to see what I saw last year as well. Fantastic preseason. I mean, we had a fantastic preseason. We won a cup in Thailand. So hopefully we go on and we continue fantastic preseason. I want to see good signings early, not towards the last minute, not like those Falani time where it was probably the final hour or so forth, or final day or so forth. No, get them early, get them to gel with the team, go on for preseason, and most importantly, I want to see ETH gameplay. This is what I have not been able to see this season. I do not know his gameplay. One day he's attacking, one day he's route one football, one day he's basically playing long balls, one day he's basically parking a submarine at the back. So I want to see his gameplay. I want to see him walk his talk. When he want possessional football, make sure the team is playing possessional football. You have the season. You have this is your second season. You are the manager. You are going to make the signings. You are the person who's going to make the decisions. You bring in your players, and we want to see the gameplay. So yeah, I think that's the most important for me. And of course, minimum 2 cups. I mean, it could be a FA Cup next season. It could be the UCL. It could be the Premier League. But whatever the case is, 2 important cups for us and above Arsenal.
All right, Josh.
Yeah, I'm really hopeful for an early business deals to be done. I think this will determine once the takeover is done. The at least 3-4 prime signings for us. Bring this to the preseason and take collect back all our youngsters and play the football on in preseason, and then identify those that will play throughout the season, and ensure that they get the opportunity that they deserve. I think people like Ahmad Diallo, Pelestri haven't get much minutes. Garnacho, if he really wants to start, he needs to probably provide. And the good thing is he's built up his physicality as well. So if he really wants to build up, go through the preseason, I think the youngsters will give a go on those things. But what I'm really hopeful for is the early signings. I think that one is something that is critical for us to bring to preseason, where ETH then can play his whatever system that he wants to do, whatever things that he wants to bring forward, and to show the fans, everyone, that we are really mean business for the next season. And no doubt we can be really critical with him in the next season already, because I think if he gets his players, I think there's no reason why he shouldn't succeed more than what even Smurf expectation of 2 cups actually.
Right. Okay. Just before we end, just taking the words of David Beckham yesterday, even if City go on to win the treble, the first ever English team to win the treble will always be Manchester United.
With
So
homegrown
soon
players.
like,
With homegrown
share,
players.
subscribe to Jom United
And that will never change.
with homegrown players, exactly. So that will never ever change. So Manchester United fans, even if they go on to lift the trophy, I hope Inter beats them. But nevertheless, even if, right, I don't want to be person who speaks about history, but nevertheless, we will always be the first ever English team to win a treble. So with that,
No, I think Inter's going to win them, bro.
catch
So
up with
don't
you
worry
all
about
next
it.
week.
Forza Inter.
Hey, wait.
Come on,
Rush, one
Lukaku.
more thing.
Glory.
I think we have a question for Josh.
Yeah.
Josh, can you read the last comment from Brian Lee? Do you
What's
have
the comment for?
Maguire on your left hand side tattoo, and then Wigros inside your stomach or on your right hand side or your leg. Where? Please answer, Brian.
No
Guys,
lah,
rest
Brian.
up there.
This is the Jesus Christ to pray over Manchester United when Maguire plays lah.
Then you prayed for Weghorst to score, so he missed la way.
He told me Wigros is going to score a Premier League goal for me.
He told me
For
against
me.
Fulham when we were there,
But
so
that
don't worry,
was
Weghorst will
totally
score
fake,
the
lah,
winner.
Josh.
FA Cup, he will score the winner. Nicely bluff me lah.
What a
All
chest.
right then, guys, have a great holiday, and we'll catch up with you real soon. Join us on the other social media. I can't say the name out in YouTube. I'm not sure if I can. I cannot. And we'll catch up with you real soon on another live session. Take care.
Wow, workhorse. Thank you very much.